Hello everybody, my name is Winston and I am the Director of Cultural Sciences here at New Life. Tonight I'm going to be introducing the Newgraph and the Oracle curriculum, but I just want to set the tone first in bringing us all together under this vision of what New Life really is. New Life is an entire new ecosystem. It's an answer to what's been wrong in the creative industry thus far. Something that we've all experienced, that we've seen, that we've criticized, but that is really hard to move the dial on because it requires massive collective action. The creative industry is global, but it's been underset by an antiquated infrastructure and antiquated dynamics. What we're here to build is something that is connecting people all over the globe and allowing them to actually interact, to exchange, to support themselves, all while maintaining the ethos that will help keep this sustainable around inclusivity, around decentralization, around self-governance. And right now, this team here at New Life, everyone is so dedicated to making this happen. And the things that we build here are the tools that will allow this to become decentralized in the future, to have its nodes all around the world that are interacting, that are creating, that are sharing. And the beginning of that is today. It's with what we've been developing here at New Life, a huge semantic web, bigger than anything that currently exists, which is a web connecting creatives around different data points of forms and shapes and inputs that come through the app, but that also come through you as contributors. The physical graph that you can navigate will be coming very soon. And that's why we're taking the time today to introduce the concept and also to introduce the curriculum for oracles, which is our training program for the most dedicated voters currently on the app. We will expand this curriculum out, but for the time being, it's open to the top 1,000 because we know that you've already been participating in the ecosystem and you're familiar with how it works. And what we want to do is help you develop the skills and the baseline to contribute to the fullest of your ability while also engaging your uniqueness and your individuality, which is at the heart and center of this project. It begs the question of how can we collaborate without just being routed in one direction. And this is everything that we ask every day at New Life and what we're building here. This curriculum is 8 modules, and I'm going to take about 15 minutes to run through very briefly what the modules are about. The first module is a module on curation. And curation is not just about images, it's about the ability to put things in perspective and to show up consistently, to understand that your role is not just in reacting, but actually in creating the way that culture unfolds. And when you realize the power that you have as a creator of culture, then you also understand that you must embed inclusiveness into everything that you do. So in this module, we're going to be emphasizing the importance of voting with intention in the app and also bringing your unique understanding of your surroundings, but also of your history, your tastes into the app so that you shape something that is very complex, an aesthetic intelligence that is complex and that honors complexity and engagement and is far beyond what we currently have in terms of very binary decisions around tastes and culture that are quite hierarchical. The second module is about onboarding creators. You, as oracles, are ambassadors of New Life. And it's not only important that we connect with the creators who are in the current system and show them exactly how New Life can benefit, their practices and benefit their experience, but also there are so many people in the New Life ecosystem already. We have representation from over 107 countries. And we have a priority to recognize talent on a local level. So if you, as a user of New Life, come in and you notice that there are certain focusings on certain demographics or geographies, then this is where you can really engage with your agency and say, hey, I want to bring my community online. And so we give you the background in order to understand whom to approach, and also the tools and the access to bring those people directly into the system. The third module is about editing and contributing to the graph itself. So by the time that we enter the third module, you will have the functioning graph with a console through which you can input and edit information about creators. This is very important because we want to be a standard in the industry. We want to set a tone for objectivity, fairness, and inclusiveness. And that means that it requires that we all create and abide by a protocol that brings about these values in all of our contributions. So something akin to Wikipedia and the protocol that they use around neutral language, objectivity, but we're going to be introducing a bit more of a creative possibility because we want more and more interesting metrics. Module 4 is about attribution. Now, attribution is one of the most pressing questions today. There's so much creative value that ends up being taken from one place and put in another artificially. And that's because the infrastructures in place don't have the transparency and the feedback that a fully connected world really should have. When an artist's work is taken and used somewhere else, it's very likely that that artist is not going to see anything. And down the line, the implications of creating these divisions means that when you could have collaborative energy building something together, people contributing and being enlivened by that contribution because they get rewarded, they get compensated, they get recognized, when that doesn't happen, it shuts creativity down. So attribution becomes one of the most important aspects of this graph. We want our oracles, our members, to feel the power of sharing provenance, of tracing it, of recognizing it, and building that into the way that we interact so that we can set a new tone for the industry as a whole. The fifth module is about conducting verbal surveys. This is really where the human aspect gets the spotlight. Even though we are technologically based, we are all humans here, and to be able to connect with a creator and have the right format to engage immediately and inspire them and be inspired is also going to contribute amazing information to the graph and to New Life. We all understand Google. We understand that when you search for something, you have access to incredible information. However, there's also an inherent flaw in thinking that everything that is already out there. There are a lot of holes in the information web that are invisible because no one is pointing at those holes. And what we want to engage with is the source of information, people as the source of their own information. And through verbal surveys, we also want to really bring and add to that human side of what we're doing here. The fifth module is, the sixth module is about one of the first certifications within the Oracle curriculum. So I've already talked a lot, and yet I'm going to speak a little bit more because within this graph, I wish I could project an image of what I see, but within this graph, we have different permissions. Everyone has to develop the the right baseline in order to start to contribute effectively. So there's no redundancy and there's no, there's as little conflict as possible. When you reach the level of the 6th module, you gain a new permission to be actually able to review the contributions in the graph. So you gain a permission access within the graph to set new categories, to accept submissions, to edit things directly. And this is a real statement of trust within the ecosystem. 7, Module 7 is about coding the graph. We're developing a language that will be specific to this graph, and we will teach you this language so that you can start to work creatively with the background code. And this is also very powerful in terms of understanding a bit more how to work creatively with the algorithms, how to really start to read the structures of the internet. We believe strongly in giving artists the tools to be sovereigns, to be data sovereign. So that means we're all participating in this new technology of data importance, but when we understand the language that these tools are built on, then we become sovereigns within that playground. And we can start to shape things that are healthy for us. And we want to give you that ability to participate fully. The last module, for now, is Generative Design. This is where everything comes together, where everything that you've developed as a curator going through these modules, and also the skills that you've developed in terms of coding and in terms of connecting with creators, will give you the platform to then start generating and being innovative with code, with art, put those innovations into action as well. Meanwhile, at New Life, we're building the network to be able to really move things within this industry. And innovation is so important because, as it stands, there's redundancy that results in waste. And through generative design, we are taking in information about what people actually want, and also using technology to iterate at much more incredible speeds than what we are capable of, with much less waste. And through this advanced ability of really targeting and being intentional with our creations, we can start to create major new opportunities and products, what have you. This is also where I want to introduce that New Life, to be fully supporting of its artists, we have to start building an economy within ourselves. And we've done that so far. We've set the tone with, and we're still experimenting, but we're setting the tone with NewCoin. And we also want to introduce a marketplace at some point soon with the ability to sell your creations and to attach them to tokens on the blockchain. This is a chance to really dive into that and start to offer also your creations to the wider world, to the ecosystem. That's all the modules, and I hope that you are as excited as I am, and that the entire team is here at New Life to really start to get this going and to work together as a community to have that strong relationship of we're all learning together, we're all building together, we're all exploring together. And jumping in here with some important information, the curriculum starts tomorrow, Monday, August 31st at 8 p.m. Central Eastern Time. It will be another YouTube premiere video. You'll have the chance to watch it in the future if you can't make it tomorrow, but we will be there for live chat interactions, for any kind of discussion that can evolve from that point forward. And on that note, please keep the discussion on the YouTube chat and on the YouTube comments. We do have a Telegram group for the oracles, but that is only to be used for technical feedback and questions. If you want to get in touch with the team and you want to start engaging in conversation, whether it's around ideas or visions or stories, whatever it is, anything that's related to the curriculum and to you and your progress within the curriculum, please make those comments on the YouTube channel and on the comments below the video. That is everything, and I just want to extend a massive thank you again for being a part of this incredible journey, and I can't wait to be with you and to speak with you and to get to know you as we continue.